Hello everybody out there. Robert and I are here to regale you with some cards from Decree of Ruin, the newest Conquest pack, starting out the Planetfall Cycle. Isn't that exciting?
All excited. It's very exciting.
Are you ready? We're sending out tokens with this.
This has fallen on the planet.
We've got Shrine tokens going out to all subscribers.
If you're a subscriber, you're getting them.
And if you don't know what that is, look it up. Covenant
You're missing out.
It's very important.
Only 5 more to go.
Let's jump right in here to Broadrick War.
Let's jump.
This is the new Warlord in this pack.
Our first Commissar, which has me terribly excited.
One of the first Warlords, actually, or one of the Warlords in this pack. Army units that retreat from this planet are destroyed instead. All right, so that's kind of cool,
that's
right?
Pretty
and
cool.
your opponent can't do this little retreaty hit and run kind of stuff.
All that jank.
Also, each other Imperial Guard unit you control at a green planet gets +1 attack and gains, cannot retreat or be routed. Archon's Terror, eat your heart out.
That is crazy.
All right, so let's talk. So hey, surprise!
Surprise!
Didn't tell you I was doing this.
It's a surprise.
I just learned something incredible.
How many planets have green icons?
How many do you think?
We're gonna say 6.
That's correct. And you know why it's 6? You know why it's 6? Because of all of the planet types, green is the only one that has 2 single icon planets. All the other colors only have a single icon planet, which means there are more green planets in this deck than any other planet type.
How advantageous.
There are more green planets. So at the very worst, your game, as bad as it can go, would start with 1 green planet in play, which would rotate out immediately to 1 other green planet in play. But then the rest of the game would be green planets. So like...
What's the percentiles there on that?
I don't know. There's a 20% that is going to be
repeating.
100% is going to be green.
Repeating.
20% of the planets. I don't know. Yeah, there's some math out there.
No one cares.
But all that to say, the green planets are going to be happening.
Yeah, they're going to be happening.
Important.
It's a reasonably good shot that you're going to get the green planets that make this guy an absolute all-star.
He's pretty great. You know, can I 7/7. He's got a 2/6.
But this is the kind of fundamental effect that we haven't really seen. Just like shutting down retreats and routes. It's like that's crazy.
That's really good. And I love the idea of not being able to be routed by these stupid effects that pull off your big dudes.
Thanks, Ork Eldar.
Yeah, that's really cool. Maybe I can play some bigger units now.
That's right. Not if Brad has anything to say about it.
Also, when he's bloodied, he's a 2/5. So ready for dying.
Ready for dying. He can still swing for the fences, though, with that, too.
Nothing impressive there.
Swinging.
Hey, why don't you hit up with this anxious infantry platoon, because this is where it really comes to life.
All right,
here.
anxious infantry platoon, a 2-cost army, 1 command icon. He's a 3/3. Can you believe that? He's a signature squad duder, soldier traded, and then reading forced reaction after a combat round. At this planet ends, you may pay 1 resource. If you do, retreat this unit.
If you do not retreat this unit.
Correct.
That would be hilarious.
I call that if you do.
Okay, so here's why this is incredible, right?
Yeah.
You got Broadrick out. Units at his planet can't retreat, so you don't have to pay these guys off. They have to stay there.
Because they're terrified of this guy.
Because they're terrified of Broadrick.
Because he's going to kill me or they will. Might as well just stick around.
Do you know how important 3 health is? You do.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
played many times.
This costs 2, guys. This costs 2. This is one of the most unbelievable signature squad units we've seen in a long time.
It's the most important
As it pairs up with the Warlord. But if you catch him outside the presence of this Warlord,
Broadrick.
He's a little, flaky.
Yeah, and he's not really winning you command struggles. One command for 2 costs, not great. So it's about the trench warfare.
It's about the trench warfare.
It really is. And to seal up that concept, I've got the forward barracks over here. And it is an incredible location, okay? Here's one of in the thing. I love this so much.
It's so good.
I
knew you were going to like this Warlord.
After a combat round ends, so this is just 1 round of fighting. The planet hasn't won or lost yet, just 1 round.
Oh.
Remember, nobody can retreat, assuming that Broadrick's there. If you control an Imperial Guard unit at the planet where the battle is taking place, which could be the Warlord as well,
could be.
Put 1 Guardsman token into play at that planet.
Now this can really spawn some guardsmen.
This can be insane.
This could be insane.
Right?
Yes.
So here's something that I find
that's awesome.
Here's something that I find quite interesting that you could potentially do. Okay,
brace for perfect storm, everybody.
There's no limit on this.
I can feel it coming.
So imagine for a second
the pressure's dropping.
That Broadrick is there, and then you have like a weenie with 0 cost and a 0 strength Imperial Guard unit.
Which is all they have.
You could potentially do something in a weird way, maybe give Broadrick minus attack or something, to keep the battle going forever.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Your opponent can't retreat, the battle can't end,
Yep.
and you have to attack, but what if you're attacking for 0 every time for some reason?
For nothing.
You can just churn out all 10 Guardsman tokens on a single planet. It'd be insane. It'd be crazy.
That'd be pretty cool.
But realistically, this happens all across the board, all 5 planets. There's no limit on it. If you have a little dinky fight going on at Planet 5, ooh, Guardsman in. And now it's like less dinky, and then it's like another Guardsman in.
I mean, who's he supposed to be shooting to motivate the other troops if there aren't guardsmen just popping in left and right?
That's what I'm saying. So I think this is a phenomenal card.
It's a twofer right there.
I think it's phenom.
Dual purpose for the win.
We got a summary execution.
We do have a summary execution. It is
Comes with the territory.
0 cost event. Signature squad, tactic traded, play only during a battle. What?
Okay.
And then reading combat action, sacrifice a unit at a planet with your warlord to have that planet gain the blue. Not the blue. That's the green, isn't it?
That's the green.
That's the green, not
Green.
the blue.
Green.
The green gun icon. They have actual names for these.
Yes, there is.
Which I refuse to
Cannons. Cannons, resources.
Which I refuse to learn.
Tech.
Until the end of the battle, then draw 1 card. It's like the military planet, the industrial planet,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, we got
it. Something like that.
They're really just colors.
Anywho, so you can turn a planet green.
Yeah, you can turn it green.
One of the 4
And then
that
draw a
isn't
card.
already, and then draw a card
draw
for
a card.
nothing. Play only during a battle. Great. This goes a long way to ensuring that if the odds aren't with you, you can make them with.
Yeah, kill a guy, make it green. Everyone gets +1 with your warlord there. They can't retreat or rout.
Look at that, just kind of like quiet, dumbfounded silence
Yeah.
settling over this scene here.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mr. Commissar.
Yeah.
You're a motivation for us all.
We're here to kill.
We're here to kill.
And he's here to kill
or rather die.
with his commissarial bolt pistol. It's a 1-cost attachment with 3 shieldy icons. Attached to a commissar
he decorated
unit.
it himself.
Attached unit gets +1, so it becomes a 3/6, which is respectable.
Hmm.
And after an army unit you control at this planet leaves play, deal 1 damage to a target army unit at this planet.
Ooh.
Something dies or leaves play in any way whatsoever, do 1
Yeah.
damage. Something dies again, do 1 damage. Something else leaves play, do 1 damage. Return a thing in your hand, do 1 damage.
No.
It's incredible.
No.
Right? It's nice.
No, it's great. This is the kind of plinking business that keeps the Commissar on top of nasty folk like the old Packmaster. All those chimeras floating around. You got all these 1/1 weenies. You're talking about those, what's that 3/1 Dark Eldar guy? Oh, God, I hate
That
that
big
guy.
old guy. I hate that guy
It's
so
just
much.
like-
Let's not talk about Dark Eldar.
It's like there's so
Let's not
many
talk about
guys.
Dark
There's so
Eldar.
many guys that
Incubus
have
Warrior
one.
or something?
Yeah, Incubus Warrior.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. That just
Good
show
band,
up,
though.
and it's like I have to kill you because you're annoying. I
Yeah.
can't take 3 hits
You're
with
real
your
annoying.
pesky 1 hit point.
Yeah.
No,
You gotta
No.
watch out. So yeah, the real question
Plink 'em.
is, so can Broadrick survive the long trench warfare fight that he wants to fight?
I don't think he got promoted to where he is by dying.
That's undoubtedly true in the lore. However, 2/6. I mean, we've all played. You played my Strachan deck.
Boy, did I.
The guy just takes a beating. So like,
He does.
you have to figure out a way to protect him to get all of his
Just play
goodies
shield cards.
during the thing. Just play shield cards. All right, I figured it out.
It's that easy.
Let's talk about the new
everybody.
Tau Warlord, man.
The new Tau Warlord. It's Commander Starblaze. What?
Okay, that's cool.
Man,
Fancy name.
He's having a good time on the weekends. He's Soldier and Chasso traded. That's how
Okay.
you pronounce that.
All right, sure.
Actually,
I believe it.
Chasso. I love that word. Anyway, you may include common Astra cards in your deck, but cannot include other cards from a non-Tau faction. And then reaction, after this warlord commits to a planet, remove 1 Astra unit you control from an adjacent planet to this planet.
Okay.
By the way, he's a 2/6.
Okay,
7/7.
standard. So here's the thing. What are we thinking on this? So you can include more of the Astra guys into your
Correct.
thing. in your
Normally
group, which
impossible.
is important. Normally impossible.
Normally
That's good.
impossible.
But you have to ally with Imperial Guard because you can't
Correct.
put any other units in.
Correct.
But then here, I think any text that is talking about moving things around
Correct.
is worth paying attention to. It's
Yes.
like drawing cards in a card game, right?
Yeah,
It's
like if you could have, I mean,
red lights.
It's after they commit, so you do essentially a mobility for a guard unit to your planet.
You can move it over.
It's
or
very
around.
specific, so it's like, yeah, concentrate the reinforcements. Something you probably want to do 9 times out of 10 with Warlord, or even to get him out of danger. So it's like, oh, I commit to a planet where
Pull this
somebody's
guy out.
about to get killed.
Yeah,
'cause
get
they're
him away
really
from
bad at it.
Cato.
Let me just yoink him out of there.
You're just a resource.
Doesn't just farm them.
Yeah, exactly. So like it's
useful.
It's interesting. It's
useful.
hard to say right now if this is
Correct.
going to be a really important kind
These
of thing.
Chasso guys are crazy.
I will
so let
say
me tell you.
there's not a lot of people just chomping at the bit to get a hold of these Imperial Guard units.
No. No one is. No one is. Even the orcs, it's like,
I'll pass.
I'll go with.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it works out. I mean, it's just going to get better and better as the game
It
goes
will.
on. You can
And
create
that-
these combos.
That's
and
the
things.
thing about these kinds of things. If you have anything that has a broad, factional effect, it's like, keep an eye on it.
Takes a while.
Keep an eye on
What's
it.
he
Every
bloodied?
pack.
Is he anything?
Bloodied, he's a 2/5.
Bam, bam. Well, talk about what he gets. He gets these Ardent Auxiliaries, which are just incredible looking things. Just
Yes.
winged beasts.
God, I can't remember the Vespid is this race.
Nice.
If I remember right.
Nice. 2-cost army. You're a lore master. 1 command icon, 2/2. All right, I'm not impressed. He's a soldier. Whatever. After this unit commits to a planet, if you control an Imperial Guard or Astra Militarum, I should say, unit at this planet,
It's Imperial Guard.
ready this planet. So after it commits to a planet, if you control an Astra there, you can ready him.
Far out.
So, That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's very nuanced, though. I mean,
Very
it's
nuanced.
It's not.
It's a very good deal.
It's not incredible.
But it's a good buy. I mean, it's a 2/2 with a command 4/2. It's not a lot, but you can ready some guard dudes.
Yeah. Ready this thing. You got to ready this.
Yeah,
thing.
ready this thing. Excuse
It's
me.
like so. It's like retreated, and then it
Yeah,
goes
if
to the
their guard
planet.
thing's there, and then it
I guess
shows up with the Warlord,
could
it's
make
like,
some
hey,
sense.
reinforce, move somebody over. These guys are readied. Blah blah blah.
It sounds like perfect storm territory to me, bro.
Calling it like it is. All right, do I get this next one?
You got it.
All right, so it's Starblaze's Outpost.
All
It's
right.
a 2-cost
I'd
tau
like to hang
support.
out there.
Also, Siggy Squad, the windows are down. And then its location, of course, and then reading action, exhaust the support to return an Astra army unit at a planet to your hand
Okay.
to put a Tau unit with equal or lower
Boom.
printed cost into play from your hand at the same planet. So,
Hey,
swippy
this is
swappy.
great.
It is
This
great.
is absolutely great. This is absolutely great. Tau's got the surprise AoE that
right.
they can throw in there. They've got all sorts of weird stuff.
The battle math just got way crazier.
You know, your guy takes a damage, you pop him out, put a new guy in. These kinds of effects in card games are always pretty incredible.
Yes, because, yeah. you're
And
exactly
it's
right.
after the command phase, so you've drawn
Sufficely said,
you've drawn
yes.
some cards. I think that's going to be.
You're not wrong.
I think it's going to be awesome.
You're not wrong.
Let's talk about Bond of Brotherhood. It's the
Oh,
two
they're besties for the
besties. 2-cost event, 1 shield, a tactic. Until the end of the phase, each Tau unit you control at a target planet gets +2 hit points, and each Astra unit you control gets +2 attack.
No way.
You get 2 of those in the thing?
That's fantastic.
Yeah. This
For
is
two?
This is just math. It's
For
just
sure,
numbers.
battle math right there. And
pretty
then
okay.
last but
That's
certainly,
actually massively important.
it is very
that,
good.
like turns the battle
+2
immediately.
hit points for those Astra guys, and +2
flippy floppy.
+2 attack. Excuse me, for Astra, +2 hit points for Tau.
That's cool.
That's really good.
That's real
I'll
cool.
take that in a pinch. All right, last but not least from the signature squad is the Searing Burst Cannon. Love this art. 3 shields, of course, 1 cost, and then weapon and war gear traded attached to a unit, and then interrupt when attached unit declares enemy unit by, I can't read today.
Sometimes they're pretty wordy.
Blah, blah, blah.
You've been shipping too many orders.
That's right. I'm all
Thanks, guys.
I'm all zippity doo dah over here. Interrupt when attached unit damages an enemy unit by an attack. If no
Alright.
shield card was used during this attack, double the damage.
All right.
Just double it.
All right, but is it really, I mean,
Yes, it is.
Is it really that
this
big a deal?
It is that big of a deal because this is what it does is it not only draws out shields in advance of when they would ideally want them used. It's like
fair.
if I don't use a shield, the damage just got doubled.
That's
that
fair.
sucks.
Yeah, it's
but
not
then
a good value
moreover,
play.
once they're out, I'm doing double damage.
yeah, that's fair.
Attached to a unit,
Where do you put that? Where do you put that on? You a big
anything
guy, or?
anything that you want.
It's got to be
that's
something
legal.
that can be protected.
Keep it legal. That's right.
Looks like a 3 shield card.
Attach a unit, and that's very open-ended. Some of these are like attached to your war leader, and it's like, ooh.
Yeah, it's a unit.
Warlord, excuse me. Yeah.
Wicked. All right, well there you go. 2 new warlords.
2 new
Interesting.
warlords.
All right.
They're both very interesting.
New
Very,
things.
very interesting.
New things. Let's talk about Lone Wolf. It's a 3-cost Space Wolves.
A lone what again?
A lone wolf.
Wolf.
3 cost,
Wolf.
1 command icon, 3 attack, 3 defense, a soldier, and a space wolf.
Woof.
Action. Exhaust this unit to move it to a target planet with an enemy warlord and without any units you control. Come on, this is not. No one's going to run this.
Old Ragnar might.
He might, but so you get a exhausted unit wherever their warlord is that can't immediately do anything, takes damage from their warlord, or the warlord just retreats.
It's not ideal. You're right, and that
But,
cost is.
I mean, I
interesting.
guess you can threaten moving him over, and then well, now I can open up eager recruit plays and those kinds of things. So maybe it has some play, but I just don't know. They've got so many good units.
I think you just have to time this right. So it's like after all the attacks from your enemy have come through, final action. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm already exhausted. I'll immediately refresh.
Yeah, because you have to have no other units that you control there. It's
Yeah,
well, all right, fair.
It's a little weird.
It's weird that he goes over and is exhausted, you know?
Yeah,
if
it
he
is
could go
weird.
over there and be like, I'm here to kill you, that'd be one thing, but
Yeah, but it's a fun way to keep chasing down those warlords that you just can't quite nail down with
it
Ragnar.
is fun.
It is.
Let me tell you.
It is nice. All right, next up we have the Righteous Initiate. It's a 2 cost.
Devotion-based combat, my friend.
I love it.
Black Templars.
All right, Black Templars. He's got 1 command icon. He's 1/2, and he's unstoppable.
Which is a keyword,
It's a
apparently, right?
keyword. It's
a thing we might see a lot
new,
more.
and it reads or means, I guess, statically as the following: the first time this unit is assigned damage this round, prevent 1 of that damage, and this unit gets +2 attack until the end of the phase.
It's
pretty interesting.
To be fair, this is a really weird keyword.
It is a weird keyword.
There's a lot of weird moving parts involved in this.
That's very specific as a keyword.
First time this round, the unit is assigned damage. You prevent one, and he gets +2.
You got a triple stamp, the double stamp.
It's just kind of weird. It's like it seems like it should just be like unstoppable. You know,
prevent the first damage
or
something. This
like
is the wordiest keyword I have ever seen.
It's very wordy, but it's good.
You remember Deadly in 1.0?
Yeah.
Thrones?
I remember.
This puts that to shame.
So you don't want to really attack him, or he's a 3 back at you. I mean, it's a good little value play
it's
here.
Cool. You just got to kill him. Don't just damage him.
Yeah, it's pretty okay.
Kill him.
But you got to do 3 to him to do that.
That's fine.
So that's all important.
I'll come up with 3.
Accept any challenge. 1 cost event. It is a tactic and a vow.
Awesome.
And it is 1 shield. Reaction after you win a battle at a blue planet.
It's a hammer planet.
Draw 1 card for each Black Templars unit you control at that planet. Now let me tell you a little story about conditional card draw. This is what this is. And while I think it actually could be pretty good, I wish this card were 2 shields because it is so conditional. And I don't think we have nearly enough Black Templars to make it worth doing.
Not yet.
Not yet. However, in the Black Templar decks of the future, I think this will obviously be a 1 to 2 to 3 times event. I just wish it was 2 shields.
A 1 to 3 include. What? Are you kidding me?
Conditional events like this have got to be 2 shields. They've got to be 2 shields.
Yes, I could probably get behind that.
It gotta be. You can't risk this just doing nothing all game.
It really just it really depends on what Black Templars shape up into being, because at a certain point it might just be like, oh man, no wonder this card didn't have 2 shields.
I mean, if you stack 20 Black Templars on the first planet and draw 20 cards, I'm not complaining. You know what I mean? Like, that's incredible. So
somebody else's.
I get it. Yeah, my opponent would be at that point.
Hey, that's not fair.
But, you know, we're talking about ideal scenarios. We're not talking about the real game here.
All right, that's perfectly true. Next up is the Rickety War Buggy. It's a 1-cost unit for the Orcs, spelled with a K. It's vehicle traded. It's, what is that, loyal? What are we calling this?
It's got no command icons either.
Devoted. Yes, no command icons. No war gear attachments either. He's a 3/1. I didn't even mention that. And also
you can give us warrior, right?
Yes. Also a new looks to be keyword.
All right. Hit me.
Goes Fasta. Reading, while your opponent has the initiative, this unit cannot be dealt damage by units while you control an army unit at this planet not named Rickety War Buggy.
So it becomes an honored librarian.
Correct, an honored librarian, as long as there's something other than another Rickety War Buggy.
As long as your opponent has the initiative, he's essentially kind of an honored librarian.
Yes. Man, these are highly specific keywords.
Yes,
I gotta tell you, this is gonna take some fancy pants book learning to remember all
but,
these.
But you know, this is a good element of juice
wordy.
for the orcs.
It's just wordy. It's quite a mouthful.
To be fair, this is good. You got a three damage guy. You know, the orcs are a lot about hit
it's
points.
Not bad.
They're all about the HP.
Costs 1. That's probably the selling point.
And you got the 3 damage that can keep plinking away. I think it's quite good. Quite good. Once you get your mind wrapped around it, which is not always the easiest.
That keyword.
Let's talk about Lucky War Paint.
That crazy keyword.
So 1 cost attachment for the orcs, 1 shield. It is an upgrade. You attach it to an orc army unit.
Okay.
Seems fair. Attached unit gains the blue trait.
Blue! Just blue.
Unsure what that will ever have to do with anything. Could just be a total troll there by Brad and company. Because it's blue war paint. And attached unit gains immune to enemy events.
That's really cool.
I'm so happy to see more of this in the
Yes.
game. If you're going to have high cost units ever have an impact, this has to exist in some capacity.
Yes.
So it'd be great. It'd be great if it was immune to enemy effects, but that may be going a little too far.
And I would assume this functions both on a target and a global level, so it's like I'm immune for everything from Exterminatus to Archon's
Yeah, I think
Terror.
that's how that goes. Yeah, for sure. I don't. You never know with these FFG games if it's the target. It's got to be the target, or where does immunity extend to?
I wasn't targeting it, therefore it's globally.
I haven't read the rule book on immunity and where.
Leave us a comment if you're a rules expert in Conquest.
Sorry.
Please let us know.
But anyway, it's accomplishing what
everything.
you want it to do. What you want it to accomplish.
No more warp storms. Thank you
Protect
very
your
much.
big guys. Protect the big dudes. Because they've got war paint on.
All right, next up, this is our first Chaos card, a Ravening Psychopath. It's a 2-cost army, 1 command icon, 1 attack, 3 hit points. Cultist Corn, an ally traded reading reaction. After this unit resolves an attack, deal 1 damage to this unit to deal 1 damage to an enemy army unit at the same planet. This is fantastic.
You want some Cultist Corn?
You want some Cultist Corn?
It's like a cult fundraiser. We're selling Cultist Corn at the fair.
Yeah, no more Kool-Aid. It's just corn.
Buy our robes. Okay, so this is obviously incredible with Zarather. You guys should go read our blog. There was a blog posted. It's a preview from a long time ago.
This card is bananas.
It's worth reading about because we're going to say the
Zerathur
same kinds of things. Zerathur, you got as many sources of damage as possible with him, the better. This is actually probably brings him back up to potentially
1.5.
1.5 to even 1.
To maybe 1.
Maybe 1.
3 copies with Zerathur, without a doubt.
How about Sowing Chaos? We
Let's
got a
do it.
2-cost event, 1 shield tactic, deploy action. This is during the deployment phase. Destroy each army unit with printed cost 2 or lower at each blue planet.
Why doesn't anybody ever want to sow order, though?
Yeah. Nobody wants to sow order.
But this is very good, I think.
It's pretty okay. I mean, I don't know. Again, I want it to be 2 shields because it's so conditional. I'm looking at
He's been spoiled by all these 2 shield cards. But I think those aren't as common as we might think or want in general.
Dude, I was so wrong earlier. There are 6 blues as well. It makes...
So
the whole math is
not only was I right, but you were wrong.
Yeah, there's 6 of everything.
It's a big day for me.
Goodness gracious. What is happening today?
Are there 6 red ones?
Yeah, there's 6 red ones.
Okay.
I gotta go back to the lab on this one.
Maybe I secretly
my
knew
mind
that.
has just been blown. I saw 2 single greens and I was like, well, clearly there's more greens now, but it's just not true. It's not true at all. Anyway, we got Sowing Chaos. I don't think it's... Come on, man.
I think it's pretty good.
I mean, it is. But sometimes it's worthless.
Sometimes, but I mean,
and
there's
it's
6...
each. It's not even your opponents. It's every army unit there.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe you give up. Maybe you, if you have this in your hand, right, you start committing to your non-blue planets.
True.
And then maybe round 2, you can just blow it up. And that's fair, actually.
That's fair. I think there's
I like this.
I think
You've changed my mind.
There's a good way to exploit this.
I like it.
Yeah.
Actually, I like it better than I did.
Whew. That was quick.
Yeah, it looks good.
I didn't even have to say that much.
Looks
All right.
good.
Next up, we have the Stalking Urgle.
You mean Golem?
Gollum?
Gollum?
He looks more fishy.
He is a little too fishy,
Fewer
yeah.
eyes. He has a lot of noses and not a lot of eyes. He's got 3 cost, 5 attack. What is going on?
Don't worry, you'll read the card shortly.
Yeah. 5 attack, 3 hit points. Creature traded. Thanks, very descript. No attachments, and then this unit gets -5 attack while attacking a Warlord or undamaged army unit. Put in check there.
Yeah, I don't think this is good at all, man. Honestly, like, I get it. But
It's a pretty high cost for no command icons.
What are the 2 things you really want to leverage 5 attack on? Undamaged army units, so you can clear them off the board and not have them fire back at you, or Warlords.
Well, yeah,
and in that case, he's doing nothing.
Correct.
0.
I agree. I don't like this guy very much.
Can't hold down a planet by himself
He's a
at
big
all.
slugger, but if we ever see the tide turn where playing elite units is a thing, so if you can like put a plink damage on somebody and then really start swinging for the fences and just crush some things, this could come in handy, but I don't think that is this meta at all.
I'm so sad that
presently.
he's just like 3 health. He needed a little bit more to really see it.
Think about how many units that are traditionally being played have more than 3 or 4 hit points in general. So this is like maximum overkill, I think.
Yeah, it's not getting it. We're gonna call it off. No
search for this guy.
One cost support holding cell coming up. Now pay attention to this. First of all,
how long can you be detained?
For the art alone, it's worth looking
running.
at. The dang old imprisoned Tau guy there,
He
just so sad.
He is none too
So
pleased.
sad. No, he's not happy at all, and he's got some scars to prove it. Is a location your opponent cannot deploy copies of the attached card. What are you talking about?
What do you mean attached card?
Well,
this
Robert,
isn't an attachment. It's a support.
I'm glad that you asked. Reaction after an enemy army unit is destroyed by an attack.
Go on.
If no card is attached to this support, attach that unit to this support.
What?
So it can hold 1 army unit that you destroy of your opponents, and they can't play any more copies.
That's
of that
really
card.
good. I'll go ahead and take that. Sicarius is chosen.
Isn't that incredible?
Whoop.
It's
Put him in the
incredible.
holding cell.
I mean, once you put Sig Squad on there, their options go down.
It goes
the
way
tubes.
down. This card could be devastating. I don't know why the Dark Eldar continue to get these supports that wreck the game.
Yeah. Your opponent cannot deploy. I wonder is ambush considered deploying?
Oh, probably.
You guys need to figure that out, because if ambush is not considered deploying,
Probably
it
not.
doesn't matter. But if it is, then you can take that Clivex War Leader and tell him to stuff it, and not have to worry about it for the rest of the game.
Ugh, it's loyal.
In the
though.
mirror match, of
It's-
course,
Yeah,
but
mirror match, pure mirror match.
Not
for
really
sure.
helping out.
So that's an also phenomenal Dark Eldar card, but they got
great.
a pretty mediocre one.
It's great. Well, sometimes there's a crisis of choice that occurs when a faction has so many good options. So maybe it's balanced,
That does not make sense.
Talk about the Eldar here.
All right, I love the art on this card so much. Okay, so it's a prophetic Farseer. Love it. The art is amazing. 3 cost army unit.
He's having a vision.
Yeah, 1 command icon, 2/4. These are the stats that we need for cards like this.
Yeah.
Because he's a psyker. Watch out for that trade,
And
everybody.
Sam-handed.
Sam Ham. And then reading reaction. After you deploy this unit, look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Discard any number of those cards with 1 or more printed shield icons and place the remaining cards on top of his deck in any order. This is a great little card.
Yeah, I think that's pretty okay.
A great little card. Any number of cards with shields. So.
And here's this guy's going to get way better whenever we have serious Psyker Warlord synergy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like we're getting the deck stacked right now early for Psyker madness.
But these tactics, these events, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
There are a lot of nasty ones out there these days, and then some. So if you can control those attachments as well.
And you get to see what's coming down the pipe for the next deployment phase, or potentially post-command phase.
That's
right. You can almost guarantee they're not going to have any tricks that they draw into.
Yeah, so this is a great manipulation card that you want to keep in mind.
Definitely. Let's talk about the Wraith Guard Revenant, a 2-cost army for the Eldar.
Love that name.
A drone and a spirit, so another drone and a spirit. How does that work? It's a Necron.
It's a drone spirit.
3 attack, 2 defense, no command icons. An interrupt when you win a command struggle at a green planet.
Okay.
Put this unit into play from your discard pile or hand at that planet instead of taking the card and resource bonuses.
That is really good.
So, like, if you have 2 of these guys in the discard, or one in your hand, one in your discard,
to play it out of discard is what makes it.
I think this is just a phenomenal little thing.
Phenomenal little card. He's pretty cheap as is for 3/2.
Yeah.
People shouldn't ignore that. But the drone and spirit traits on this card for Eldar are unbelievable. Earthcast Technician for 1 will let you search for this guy, and the spirit, there are some things in there. Watch out for spirits out of Eldar. It's going to get crazy.
It's very cool. I like that guy a lot.
Very crazy.
That's just a nice little.
Oh my god! I'm glad I got to read this next.
Yeah. Get to it.
All right. So next up we have Deathly Web Shrine. 2-cost support sounds great. Location traded. It's loyal. Combat reaction. After you move a unit you control from one planet to another, exhaust the support to exhaust a non-elite army unit at the same planet as the unit just moved.
Yeah, that seems good. That's really
Very
good with Hot Girl, right?
Yeah, old Bara something. Baharoth.
Baharoth. There it
Thank
is,
you very much. Baharoth loves this. This is going to put Baharoth kind of back on the map, maybe up to a 2.0 deck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not a 1.5.
Yeah, absolutely.
Art looks great.
Yeah, it looks good. This is nice. It's very, very reasonable.
I love it.
Moving on to the Striking Ravener.
Ooh, look, more Hydra lists.
A new Tyranid, a 5-cost army, 2 command icons, 3/5, an elite creature, Kraken. After this unit destroys an army unit by an attack, ready this unit. I wish you could play this card.
I wish you could, but it's
can't.
It's going to get run right out of town. We're still waiting to
card.
see something happen with these elite high cost units, because right now they just get over controlled relative to their cost.
Yeah, there's
and
no
you
way.
can't afford that as a player.
You can't
right now.
commit 5 to that.
No, you can't.
You can't do it.
But otherwise, it is an unbelievable card.
Otherwise it's great. You can just churn through a bunch of stuff, which would be really nice. It really
Can you
needs higher
imagine cleaning
attack.
out weenies? Just like boom, 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 boom.
It really does need something else there
Something
to make
else.
it worthwhile.
Yes, please. And then last but certainly not least, we have Acid Maw. It's a 2-cost attachment, 1 shield for the Zerg, and it's War Gear and Biomorph traded.
Okay.
And then reading, attached to an army unit control, deal damage dealt, by attached unit cannot be prevented. No shields,
I
nothing.
think that's important. I like
very
those
good.
effects. Now,
It's a little expensive.
Important things that just happened in this Decree of Ruin pack. 1, not a single control effect.
Correct.
Really, not a single control effect, which is great. Maybe the core set for Cycle is the
I don't know. Holding cells controlling.
It's a little controlling. But maybe at least we're not shoving units off of planets and killing them with like Clivex and the weird one where you route them and all that kind of stuff.
You're right. You're right.
So as long as we stay away a little bit from that cheap control-y kind of stuff, I think those higher cost units can work their way back into the game.
Our head attached.
Yeah, we'll see. But thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah,
this
thanks,
is Decree
guys.
of Ruin for Conquest, the first kicking off the Planetfall Cycle. Check out Covenant subscriptions. You can get some sweet Shrine tokens during the rest of this cycle.
It's true.
If you're a subscriber already, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
And of course, we've got so much more coming for Conquest and other games.
The cycle has only just begun.
Take care, guys.